This time we planned to have our bushwalk here. The way to our bushwalk was littered with wind farms. We parked our cars in blast furnace picnic area. The entrance is to the right of the car park. There were 9 of us in this walk. Our organizer also made his vlog. This area is pretty green and not too hilly. The path is rather flat and pretty easy. There is a muddy slope down the pathway. Although it didn't rain the day before, this spot was strangely wet and muddy. We slowly and carefully crossed the area. Easy does it. Next, just over the overgrown reeds, we crossed a creek. It took a bit of time as we crossed it one by one. Soon after, they found a good spot for picture taking. We did a little detour at this corner and discovered a lot of used shotgun shells. Wonder what they were used for in the area. Maybe for hunting rabbits. Returning to the original pathway. This section is pretty dense and bushy. Along the creek, there were these long reeds that covered the body of water. The lines they made looked pretty on the calm water. Then we pressed on and crossed another creek. The good thing about walking in groups is we can help each other. Slowly, we crossed it one by one. There was another muddy area here, but it's pretty easy. Next, we climbed up on a short, rocky pathway and found another good photo spot, taking individual and group pictures. Our organizer even made a flag for our group. Pictures for the couple too. After a while, we resumed our walk. One of the few flowers in the area. It comes in 3 colors. There are a lot of native Australian plants, such as eucalyptus and grass trees. Our friend was really surprised to find the grass tree here, as he usually saw it in Mornington area. We took some pictures with one of them and continued on our last stretch. We had covered 2/3 of the walk. We also took notice of this plant. Our organizer said it looked like a giant cotton bud, so he pretended to use it on himself. At the last part of our walk, we took a shortcut to skip the curvy, longer path. There were more guys in our group this time, so I guess they love challenges. They shoot from the other side. My turn. The last bit of our walk. We completed the trek in 1.5 hours. If you kept walking, the trek should take an hour to complete. We were back at the entrance. We were on our way to our next bushwalking trek. We parked at Lal Lal Falls Reserve Playground. The playground is wide and close to a wind farm. We quickly found a good spot for our group pictures. Also couple and individual pictures. The path to the viewing trail itself is next to the tree. We firstly had a short walk to the Lal Lal Falls. It is just a short distance downhill. Looking at the falls from a distance, it was unexpectedly dry. We went down anyway. The stairs end here. We climbed down carefully. There is enough space for one person only on this path. The riverbed was completely dry. There was no water at all. We continued walking down and arrived at our destination. The water level was quite low here. When I got there, the others were getting ready to take some group pictures. We slowly moved down to the other end and got into position here while waiting for our friend to set up his camera and get here. I actually slipped and fell on one of these rocks. They're surprisingly slippery despite of their dry look. Half of the body of water was covered by algae. It was quite fascinating. Returning to the top, back to the playground, and getting ready to have our lunch. This time, I put more effort in preparing my sandwich. It had scrambled eggs, salad, and cheese in it. Yummo! A friend shared his homemade dried apple, chocolate bicky. This bicky was pretty sweet. And Balinese peanuts. It was salty and addictive. I think I had 1/3 of the pack. We had our lunch accompanied with music. It really set the ambience of our meal. Bon appetit! After lunch, we were off to 𝙗𝙗𝙗 Falls. The walk there was the longest one for the day. As we entered the area, we came across another scenic point where we could see Lal Lal waterfall closer from the top. The path is easy, flat, and pretty straightforward. I find the bushwalking area in West Victoria to be greener and more enchanting. There are many beautiful views as well that we wouldn't miss. For our group and individual pictures. For instance, this beautiful scenery. After that, we resumed our walk. We walked through the Salt Creek track and arrived at the falls, walking down to our destination. Here we were! Not forgetting to take our group pictures as always. Enjoying the scenery, taking more pictures, relaxing and taking a break. We spent quite a bit of time here. After that, we planned to take a shortcut to go back from 𝙗𝙗𝙗 Falls to Granite Falls. It is an off-the-track trail, so the path was rather obscure, full with wild vegetation and spiky plants. It was short but challenging. Soon we arrived at the falls. Nice view down the falls. Not too long after, we walked our way up to the top, crossing another creek. As we climbed, we had to figure out the pathway up ourselves. And here we were at the top, finally! I was too busy climbing and finding my way that I unfortunately couldn't record the journey. We then walked back to the entrance. We could already see the playground and the cliff of Lal Lal waterfall. This walk took us about 3 hours to complete, but we took it nice and slow. On our way home, we passed the wind farm again. The windmills were so close to us. It was such a magnificent view, so we couldn't help to pull over to take our pictures with them. That's it. Time to go back. For dinner, we stopped at this Japanese casual dining restaurant. I didn't feel for 𝑘aridon at that time, so I had their special menu. I actually didn't expect the tofu to come plain white, and the teriyaki sauce was surprisingly spicy and a bit bitter, different than your normal sweet teriyaki sauce. Also, the grated ginger was really fresh and crunchy. Bon appetit!